Connor, last night you said that it wasn't a big step. Obviously, not a giant leap then, but having had a night to sleep on it, how close do you think you guys are and how far away?
Haven't got much sleep, but I haven't really thought about it. I wish I could give you more of an answer to that question, but obviously it's still really fresh and not a lot of time has gone by. But obviously it was a step in the right direction. I definitely firmly believe that. But that's all it was.
Well, and what about defining lessons learned and putting them into practice going forward? What would be some of the things you identified that game ones would happen in game, 4 and 5 against LA, those sorts of things that you can come back and take advantage of the fact you've been through them?
Yeah, I mean, those lessons only really matter if you put yourself back in those situations. So obviously that's our focus, is to put ourselves back in that position and use the lessons that we learned throughout our little run here, and put those to good work next year.
Duncan, just in the back, I just wonder if there are any comparisons that you see in this team to the one, maybe in 2009, that you had with Chicago that made a deep run before ultimately getting the job done. Do you see this team as kind of one on the rise, like that Chicago team?
Well, I think, both those, we had a season early on where we went to the conference finals and we lost, I think, 5 games. But, there's lots of things you can compare, but at the end of the day, I think there was a lot of growth this year with the team and, as a team and as individuals. So I think that sets it up for a good season next year. Just like Connor said, we gained a lot of experience here in playoffs, but all throughout the season, really. And try to take that into next season and execute, in the moment.
Connor, just over here. Just want to ask you about, obviously the playoffs are a battle of attrition, and you had Darnell playing on one hip, you had Leon playing on one foot. Can you just maybe speak to just the gutsiness and courage of those guys that just keep coming out when they're not 100%? And I'm sure there's a bunch of guys in that room that are hurting right now.
Yeah, those two guys especially. It was cool to see and cool to watch them go through that. It's obviously not easy, but it was as their teammate, it was inspiring to see them go out there and perform. Being well less than 100% and perform it the way they did. It was really cool to see. And obviously in the playoffs, it takes those types of efforts, and obviously those two guys in particular, and a lot of guys on our lineup. To see how they battled through those things, it was cool to watch.
Okay, just for Duncan, coming here, coming to a new team after spending so much time somewhere else, I'm just wondering what it was like for you, the experience compared to how you thought it was going to go. What did you take out of a season in Edmonton?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was, better than I ever could have imagined, really. I mean, there's a lot of firsts for myself, going to a new team, getting traded, and, living in a new city, and obviously a different team and, lots of different things. But at the end of the day, a lot of great memories from this past season, getting to play with the best player in the world, Connor, right here, sit up here next to him, and just to see, how he goes about his business, and same with Leon as well. Just to be around that, and you know, it makes you a better player. And I think as players, you're in the NHL and you want to keep getting better. So, you know, I think as a team, we pushed one another, and you know, that's what kind of makes the year special. Not the way we wanted it to end, but you know, like I said earlier, there's a lot of growth.
So you've been on teams that, you know, where you've seen the team had a core that had that intestinal fortitude to go all the way. Are you seeing some of that same stuff here with the way Darnell and Leon and Connor pressed through?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. There's a lot of those same characteristics. I don't think you get as good as these guys are without having, you know, heart and determination. And Connor showed that, you know, the whole season. I mean, and so did Leon and all the top guys. You know, we won the first 10 games of the season, and I don't really necessarily think we were playing that great of a team game. And you look at how we were winning games by the end of the season, and it was a lot of the same guys doing a lot of the damage, but it was a full team effort by the end of the year.
Connor, excuse me, Evander Kane, I get it, it's not your place to go sign in UFAs here this summer, I understand that. But maybe could you just tell us, you know, not every winger that jumped in on your wing fits so well with you, and not every guy brings that hard skill, right? He plays hard, he's tough, he scores, he's a playoff player all year long. Do you need, you know, I'm not asking you to say you need to sign the guy, but is that the kind of guy that's going to help you win, whoever he is?
Yeah, Connor came in and did everything that was asked of him, that's for sure. You know, like you said, it's not my place. I don't sign the contracts and stuff like that. But you know, obviously, Connor, like I said, came in and played great and did everything that was asked of him and then some. And you saw how he performed in the playoffs, and those are the type of guys that you need. So, yeah.
Duncan, can you talk to how much Evan Bouchard improved over the season, and you had him as a partner for a long time, and where do you see him going, and where's his ceiling?
I don't know. I know that when I played with him, I guess it was probably halfway through the year. I immediately thought that you know, he was a smart player and he was easy to play with, easy to make reads off of. You know, try to get him the puck a lot to get his shot off, and I think everybody knows how hard his shot is. So, you know, it's tough as a young guy. You're coming in the league, and there's a lot of good players, and the main thing you probably try to focus on is being good defensively. And you know, he's already got his offensive game, you know, going pretty well, and that's only going to get better as he goes along here. So. You know, nothing but great things to say about Evan and you know, the year that he had and his future here in Edmonton with the team.
One last one on Mike Smith, who's 40 years old. What do you see from him? I mean, what you see on the ice is pretty much the way he is, a battler.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, played against him for all those years, and I remember they beat us when he went on that run in Phoenix, and you know, he was a major reason why you know, they were able to go that far. And you know, I guess as a defenseman, when you have Smitty back there, it's just a nice feeling knowing how well he plays the puck and how well he moves it, and how many times he kills plays by just getting the puck out of the zone and making an easy pass. It's you know, it saves the defenseman going back all the time trying to break it out themselves. And you know, those things, you know, it's competitive nature. You probably don't play to be 40 years old without being competitive, and it's just, you know, enjoy being around him as a teammate.
Sorry, Duncan. I just wonder what this year meant to you, and you know, we know why you're interested in coming here to be closer to your son, and what that was like to after a couple of kind of tougher years in Chicago with the pandemic and whatnot, to be able to spend those moments with him.
Yeah, I was. You know, he was able to experience a lot of cool moments this past year, and you know, there's too many to count. So, you know, it was nice to be able to see him more, and you know, I think all the guys, there's such a family atmosphere here with the organization where, you know, not just my son, but Smitty's, you know, children and Derek Ryan's and tourists, everybody's around. So it's a pretty neat and special atmosphere, I think, especially as an older guy now. You know, having a son and having them, you know, be a part of it. It's memories that they're gonna take with them, and it means a lot to us older guys. And I know Connor probably gets tired of signing autographs, but you know, the guys were great. So it was a lot of fun.